if you could call him that at all, by this point, was not old, but not young by any means. Well worn in the world, however, not weary, nor tired in his manner, but quite in fact the opposite by this day. Battle-scarred and through-driven, with an inability to take off or remove armor anymore, but quick to put on more, to absurd points. For that every scar became his weapon, every injury replaced a part of him with a colder, more integral component of a higher and more advanced technology of mechanism, but one no one could see with the eye, for the man was an alchemical soldier, sinew strapped with flesh, written and bone crushed, vision tossed and pitch and bitten loss, that man became machine and process, more and more every day, and his laugh became cold. Though seen as hearty, his once warm and friendly nature, hidden deeper and deeper within a complex mechanism designed to analyze the world and process it, react and respond behind hazel eyes of yellow and blue. Years of military training and private security, police, fire, and ambulance work in his volunteer time, tens of thousands of hours of his life dedicated to a world that was crushing him to death in an iron lung designed to suffocate the human spirit from him. The pain, coupled with a never-ending education and business sense, along with a healthy dose of the inability to escape mentally from a prison of rigorous injury displayed upon him by the world he had tried in desperation to serve and protect, had forged him into something of a grand work of alchemic suffering, and designed the very system that would be the downfall of his enemies. As time drew onward, and the young boy was replaced by machine system, the once strong but vulnerable human spirit became augmented with highly advanced mental system and communications weapons technology that was established to communicate beyond the highly armored and weaponized form that now entrapped the soul within thousands of feet of intricate electronic and bone-fused armors that at the core operated a system of highly unidentified ancient technology, that dirt and stone became consumed before the soldier. That teeth of the skull became as great beast of the construction, such that they were as great earth-moving machines with the unstoppable pressure of hydraulic actuation, such that they moved as if directed by governance of switch and valve, to control pressure-dependent modulated electronic fluid compressor pumps, driving through careful erection, hydraulic muscle and flesh replacements that were operated with cold and careful efficiency, much that only a computer system with algorithmic and massive core plurality could establish. The bone became as iron, but was weak before the world, yet the armor kept strong and replaced the broken bone with augmented sensory ability. As armor increased, so too did the man, strapping on his knee-high boots, armored to the world with knee-high and combat-ready armor, with fatigue plates on the foreside of the boot, and metal to arm his step, to combat the pain of broken legs. Upon his visage he wore a hood, one of copper wire and ancient design, smooth silk and synthetic crafted polymer, so that the hood itself would serve as a form able and protection against revealing himself to the world. The hood itself weighed much and was quite expensive. 4-gauge copper rivets endowed his vest at all seams, hammered upon the iron that he himself had forged together from machine parts around him. That leather vest and canvas military tent needles were used to sew it by hand, by his own hand, and the vest, like all things he had, were heavy. Upon his left arm, his vambrace, an alchemical weapon of strange nature. Forced by hand into wrought, that again forge-gauged copper was coiled into armor. That armored leather and steel chromoly spike became the padding, with straps akin to those from his execution chamber, to hold and bind it to the flesh, is badge numbered 142, permanently affixed to the clock's device strapped to the wrist of such a device, so that he could never release his shield, that it would always stay within his palm. The invariable complexity of the vambrace continued, as that it was a continuous coil skeleton embedded with technology that contained between the coils and a capacitive nature. A large smoke quartz crystal, bound by copper grounding burial clamps, that the difference of magnetic field to the copper bound with iron supplementation to the blood system allowed him to feel things that people should not feel. The vambrace held the ability to connect to a communication device, allowing it to become itself a communications technology, with microphones, safety lights that augmented the device, and the police technology and the thin blue line had become its shield. But what no one knew was that the black band officers wear over their badges had become his weapon, for that the full extent of his armor encompassed his entire form, from head to toe, metal and mechanisms of all natures, sinew and flesh. They had killed him in a hospital, and they had done so with spite for humanity. This is the story of the Alchemical Soldier.